Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got a good rack. High probability. Is there a bingo here? Yes, there is. There's lentoid. Fantastic. I was on the brink of thinking there wasn't, but there is. And there's only one placement which maximises the score. And I don't think this has any anagrams. So that's a pretty good start. I'm not sure if lentoid takes an S. It might do. Now my new rack is not quite as bingo-y. I don't think there's a 7 here. There could be an 8. I've got focal and afocal on my rack. I'll be looking to leave a good rack leave, and something like lace would be a good rack leave. Certainly I'd rather play off the F than the C. The C is more bingo-y. And at the moment the F goes either side of the E of lentoid. Okay, I am going to check this. I'm not sure of it. It's fine. Okay, so despite bingoing, I'm now behind. Quite a few floaters to consider. So let me see if I think I have a bingo. I'm just wondering if coalface may be good through a C. There isn't a C on the board. So let me consider the tiles which are on the board. I'm working on lentoid first. Can't see anything there. Now, what about from unpoised? No, can't see anything. Now, my opponent has put somewhere pretty nice for my F. So I could play oaf for 29. It would be nice to play off one more vowel. And I could do that with faux, which keeps 2 A's, not as good. Or FAE, still burning the E, which I'd like to keep. Well, maybe I will. So I'd like to play off oaf. That's what I'd like to do. And I could do that over lentoid. 21 points. I think the extra points are worth it for playing here. There we go. Oaf 29. Now, this looks promising. Do I have a bingo? I have collegia through the L. Do I have anything through the N or P? Great, collegiate remains available. Wow, a 66 points for my opponent. He's getting off to a flyer. But I do have collegia. Do I have anything else? I've got the logic ending and the logia ending. Nealogic, not good. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this. So collegia for 69. And that takes an N. This is a pretty good pickup. There could be another bingo here. I don't think hot ends is good. Shotten is, though. So, is collegia's good? And I may not need to worry about that because I've got shotten across the top of exequi. But what if that's blocked? Do I go for collegia's? Wow, that's going to be a big call. So I'm slightly ahead at the moment, just by 3 points. If I can get my bingo down and my opponent doesn't, then I may be able to nudge into the lead. Now, what about the floaters in Collegius, especially the I and the A? Well, thionates through 2 floaters. Can't see anything through the A or the I. But this looks like a rack which does go well with vowels. Shotten may not be good, but I think it is. I think it is. The C also available as a floater. Can't see anything with that. And, well, if lentoid takes an S, then I've got Shotten in column 13. But does it? I think I will try it. I think I'll try it. Because I think it's good. However, row C will be my preference, and they can't both be blocked, so I am going to try a bingo. Next go. My opponent's taking a while. He's played his first moves quite quickly. Maybe he's drawn badly after exequy. So, Collegia takes an N. Does it take an L and an S? Those are the other 2 candidate hooks. Not sure. I think it may take all 3, with the biggest doubt over the S. Well, I'm just wondering if my opponent plays down through the X or otherwise blocks row C. If I go for column 13 and it's challenged off, is it Shotten that's bad or lentoids? And then if I think Shotten is good and I try Collegias and Shotten, I could have back-to-back challenges or moves challenged off, which would be pretty horrendous. So let's see what happens. Just looking around for any floaters I've overlooked. Well, I guess the G. Can't see anything with that. Thongiest is good, but that's not going to fit even if my opponent plays an I. And the E of Collegia also available. Can't see anything. I've got the stone suffix on my rack with H and T. That's not great. Okay, so my opponent has indeed blocked my preferred spot for Shotten. He has not created a new one. So let me play this down here for 87 and see if this gets challenged. Still waiting. Okay, not so far. If this stays on, then I've got a nice-ish rack. I've got a balance of vowels and consonants. And I've also got a 60-point lead. My W can go next to the O of Shotten, so do I have a 5-letter play? I don't think so. What about with a P in that spot? No, don't think so. Well, my opponent hasn't challenged yet, so I'm optimistic that both these plays are good. So what to do with this rack? Certainly playing off the W and sorting out the vowels, so a play of woe somewhere would work. I could do that in column 14, but that's gifting column 15 to my opponent. It would be nice to score something similar without opening the board up quite as much. I don't have anything which goes in front of G. I would need an A or a U. I've got all the other vowels. Wax is good, so. And pack, so I could play power. which isn't too dangerous. Not a great rack leave, though. Now, what about a play EWO or EPO? Can't see anything there. Again, my opponent taking a while with his move. He's just played Zell, 47 points. So he's not out of it. He's only 15 points behind. He's scored well on every turn. And he's provided nothing with Zell. That's a good play by him. Lax takes nothing in front. Zed takes nothing in front. I can't play parallel to Collegia on the left. So, do I play Woe? 31 points. It's a big score. Lax takes nothing after it. My eye could go here. So I could play Wino. That's quite nice. 29 points, the same score, or very similar to the score for Woe, but providing nothing. And the rack lead is balanced. It's not as good as EIPR, but it's only marginally less good. And there are quite a few I's to come and not many E's. So I think this is fine. I'm going with this. Still both blanks to come. This is quite a nice rack. Can't see a 7. There could be an 8. I suspect there are 8s through the right floater. Slightly vowel heavy. So what are the floating consonants? There's the N, G and N. Just 40 points in it, so quite a close game. Great, only 14 points for my opponent. He's slowing down. I don't have any candidate hooks for Collegia. Now again, do I have a 5-letter play in column 14? And the reason I'm looking for that is that I think this, if I do, with my M or P next to the O, then the score will outweigh the demerits of opening up column 15. So what about the P? I've got plenty of 4-letter plays. Poem works. But I just can't see a 5 in this spot. Okay, well, let me abandon that. I've got prove in column 4. 26 points, that's quite handy. It's worth playing off quite a lot of tiles, even though this rack is balanced, because there aren't many bingo lanes on this board, and there are 2 blanks to come. So can I score more than prove? Or can I use more tiles than prove? 13 minutes on my clock, 12 on my opponent's clock. Can't see anything through the N. Quite a few 7s, not any 8s. Now I could have a 5-letter play using this triple letter square, opening up row O, but that's not going to score anything like as much as the column 14 one. I do have Ream, but that's not placing one of my high scoring tiles next to the O. I do have a play down here. I have pair for 46, that's what I was looking for, and the rack leave is good. I'm retaining a vowel to go with a high scoring tile, so I'm not going to get into the worst possible trouble you can get into with a rack with this keep. The score is good, 46 points. Yeah, my opponent will probably come back with 30 or 40 points, but that doesn't matter. This is a good score. And I dodge both blanks, and I don't have a great rack, but it's not a disaster. I've got 2 vowels. I'm expecting my opponent to block both of these. Maybe he won't. Maybe if he plays down from this double word square, then he'll leave open the top. But if he leaves open the top, I can't use it. None of my tiles go next to OP. I don't have anything to go after Collegia. I could play Vrow, but there's still 2 S's and 2 blanks, so that's not good. 44 points to my opponent. That could have been worse, especially with the J. Wow. Gosh. Yes, if my opponent had played Jet-A, that would have been a big score. He's provided nothing for me. He's pretty much obstructed both triples, apart from a 2-letter play, which I'm not interested in. Wow, I've just seen Lax takes an F in front. Wow. I'm sure some of you may have been screaming at me to spot that, but I have eventually found it. Flax, that's big. So, do I have anything which goes in front of the F? No. So what's the best I can do? I've got Form. I've got Frau. Well, I think it's got to be Frau. For 72. Fantastic. And that's a pretty good pickup. Is there a bingo here? Just having a moment of slight hesitation about Frau. But it's good, I'm sure. So a new hotspot for, in the manner of pair, for a 5-letter play with my M or my D. I've got a play there. I've got Media and Median. I've got a 100-point lead at the moment, so something like Media would certainly put the pressure on. Still both blanks out there, and Media takes a ton of hooks, so maybe there's something a little bit safer, but it would have to begin ME. Or I could play Domain, but I'm not going to open up a triple-triple. I don't need to. Do I have a bingo with this rack? Wow, that I was so close to missing that F hook for Lax. I'm not sure what prompted me to see it. Something did. I'm certainly glad I did. That would have been pretty remiss. And painful given the score that was available, 72 points. This V looks quite useful with this rack. Can't see a play. Now, is Undermine good? Well, I don't have the tiles for that. What's missing? Wow, there go both the blanks. 77 points for my opponent. I'm only 27 points ahead. Now, why didn't Undermine work? It doesn't. IN. Okay, only one I, and I've got 2 A's. So both blanks have gone, which means column 15 is less dangerous. What's the best I can do with this bottom left triple word square? I'm not too bothered about the one in the middle. 10 minutes on my clock, so a lot of time. Media takes EN, S. It's still going to score quite well, which is handy. And there are 2 triple word squares available at the bottom. How dangerous is this B? Well, if my opponent places a Y there, and he plays YE something, say YER, okay, only 40 odd points, that's not disastrous for me. Before I think about playing Media or something similar, what have I got in column 1? I've got nothing in row O. Can I get... Well, I've got maybe. Well, that's worth considering. Or worth playing. It's 33 points. Rack leave is good. Not too many tiles go underneath the O. The Y is the dangerous one. That would have to be YO or YE. Yeah, I think I prefer maybe. It's less volatile than media, and I'm 27 points ahead. This is going to put me 60 ahead. And I draw the Y. I don't have an E or an O. Well, that's quite a nice looking rack. It's not bingo-y. Yes, it is. I have Ladykin. Does that play anywhere? Not at the moment, but maybe my opponent will open the board up. Just scanning around in case there's a place for Ladykin. I don't think there is. So 8 minutes on my clock, 9 on my opponent's. I'm 60 points in the lead. There is still 18 tiles to come. This is a high-scoring game. Wow. 65 points for my opponent. He takes a 5-point lead. I momentarily paused looking for Ladykin. And I don't think it plays. Ah, painful. Nope, it does not. Okay, so what can I score from this spot? Yeah, and if I played media, then Insanely would have gone down in column 15. Well, I can do quite well here. I've got Cade. 11 tiles in the bag. So I'm behind. But this is going to be 44 points. It doesn't provide much for my opponent. Just looking at this rack lead, not great. However, remaining vowels, a lot. 8 out of 18. Okay, slightly under half. But I'm retaining the Y for underneath the O of Frau. The score's good. I can't avoid playing 2 vowels in this spot. Can I play off one more consonant? For example, clade. Let me put this back. I've got 7 minutes on my clock. Now, do I have anything in row H? I don't think so. Can I get my K doubles? I don't think so, because that would have to end AI. That just doesn't work. So I think it has got to be Cade. Great, I do draw an O for YO here. I may not have enough. I've got Hotly. I've drawn the H for going underneath the O. I've got Hotly in row B for a lot of points if that stays available. 7 tiles in the bag. Hotly also plays in row O, making SH, so that H a pretty handy pickup. Looking at the remaining tiles, well, yep, fairly well balanced. A few scoring tiles there. The B can go underneath the O. Yep, so my opponent could be playing there himself for 50 points. However, I've got the comeback of Hotly, and if my opponent does play off 5 tiles, he'll be leaving only 2 in the bag. Now, do I have a play in column 3 ending or hooking the Y onto AN? Thongi is good. That doesn't play. Kig, not good. Thongi, wow, look at this. Thongi also plays in row O, getting the Y doubled. That could score even more than Hotly. And it'll mean that I'm only keeping one tile. So if my opponent plays off a lot of tiles, and he doesn't, okay, well that's fine. That means he hasn't taken my preferred spot. 4 tiles in the bag. Let me just see what Thongi scores. 53 points, giving absolutely nothing away. This is not a bingo lane because only 6 tiles fit here, so I'm not stopping my opponent from bingoing. So 53 points. And I'd have a 5-tile rack. 53. 56 for Hotley. And I have a 6-tile rack. I think I need to play up here because if I play at the bottom, my opponent is or could well have the BO, could well have a 50 or 60 point play. I don't think he's going to have anything like that in row O. I'm playing Hotley. Gosh, horrendous. However, am I far enough ahead to see this game out? I'm at 79 points in the lead. I've got a rack from hell. Excuse my language. Can I survive? I think I probably can. Yeah, this O of Collegian and the O of Brogan's, I think, likely to come to my rescue. I can play Vogue down the bottom. Only 14 points, but with a 79 point lead, I think 14 points could be quite useful. I can see what my opponent's got. He's got the W, which is a real passion killer for him. He's not going to have a bingo. Very limited bingo lanes on this board in any event. Column 3 being the main one. And I think he probably would need a bingo to win. Gosh, for one moment I thought I'd miscounted that. That's not a bingo. It's 29 points. He's got just the U. Can he go out in 2 spots? He's got YU and he's got NU. So he is going out. I've got one more go in this game. So what's the most I can score? I've got Gov or Vogue for 14. My R can go between M, E and I. That's all that goes there, and that doesn't work. What about a play through the A of Collegian? Nothing goes in front of SO that I've got, so that's not going to work. What about a play through this O? I don't have to care about playing the V. I'm not going to get stuck with it in the sense that my opponent's only got 1 tile, so it really is just a case of scoring the most, taking account of count back. 4 minutes on my clock. Have I overlooked any spots? I'm inclined to just play this, or am I? I don't like to miss out on optimal plays. Just wondering if I've got to play through this O. Something like Cron. Well, that wouldn't score as much as Vogue, so let me play this. 12 points. Goof is good. 11. What about I something I? No, I'm playing this. Just wait for my opponent to play his U. I haven't looked around. Well, there he goes. So, pass to formally end the game. Thank my opponent. And that was a pretty fantastic game. Final score, 500 to my opponent, 542 to me. So a huge, huge win. Not by a vast margin, but just so high scoring. Over 1,000 points in the game. Opponent gets 500 points and he doesn't win. A really exciting game. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first. I had lentoid. And then my opponent has unpoised. And I don't have a bingo. I play oaf for 29. Yeah, I could have scored a little bit more, but wrecking the rack. Apart from Lufa, G10. Yeah, that looks better than my play. Great play by my opponent. I have Collegia. And this is my opponent's rack. No bingo for him. He plays Mar for 28. My rack. And wow, look at that. Schotten and lentoids was the only bingo, so Collegia does not take an S. Opponent's rack. Wow, he's got the tiles for Vuvuzela. But unfortunately not the right available floater. Plays Zal. My rack. What do I do here? Can't remember. I play Wino for 29, and I still like that it doesn't give much away in the scores, very similar to the scores here. My opponent has both blanks, no bingo, plays Vug. And I play pair, Mir, also available in the same spot. Now, opponent has Jambart. Wow. That would have been a knife through the solar plexus if I'd been on the receiving end of that. Jambart for 121. He doesn't play it. He plays Targe for 44 points, 80 fewer points. Myrak, Frau for 72. That looks best. And now opponent does bingo with Brogans. Myrak, I toyed with playing an ME play. In the end, I chose not to and played Mabe. And was rewarded by my opponent bingoing with Insaney. But look at this. Asinine 05. Wow, so Collegian does take an S. Okay, no big surprise there. But Asinine does play along the bottom for 20 more points than Insaney. I have Ladykin, nowhere for it. But Kindy, C3. Yeah, pretty good. 46 points. I played Cade for 2 fewer points, but a much worse, well, a fairly worse rack lead. That Y was quite handy for going underneath the O. Horrible rack for my opponent, and this is where his chances were over. He's only 40 points behind, but he was dependent on a good rack here, and he doesn't get one. So he plays Divi. I have Hotley. He plays Aribi. And finally, I play Governvog for 12. Meriting is worth 1 more point, taking into account count back at L1. Wow, look at that through M, E, I, and I. That would have been quite fancy. I didn't see that. And I played Vog, and that was the end of the game. Well, that's one of the most exciting games that I've captured in this series. So many thanks to my opponent for putting up such a splendid show and for scoring 500 points, which is a pretty fantastic achievement. I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.